What's up, everybody? We are here live on location at Pizza Man Pub. We are here on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York, and how quiet it got for you gentlemen. So before I introduce these guys, we're going to have 5 guests here on the show today representing the Baldwinsville Bees boys lacrosse team. But before I say that, I'm saying 3-peat Class A, Section 3 champion. But you have to say that first, right? Champion. So they're getting ready here for an opportunity at a state title, and I am more than happy to have them here. So one more time, a round of applause as they go on from here as sectional champs, trying to win a state championship. So we are going to carry this broadcast all the way through from Pizza Man. This is Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Of course, I'm your host, Dan Tortora. Here with me first, we have Jake Czyz as well as Trey Ordway, and then we're going to have a few of your teammates come up here, continue on the broadcast. Jake, welcome. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing very well. Now, you told me before we got started here, now people can't see it off the air, I will take a picture and some video here, but you said that if anybody's going to talk during the show, you pick these 2 guys on the stool right in front of us. Can you say their names to everybody, please?
That's Leo Johnson and Garrett Sutton.
Okay, and why Leo and... What do you think about the hairdo here? I got it's the mullet coming back, is it?
Oh, it's for sure coming back.
Okay, all right. Is there another mullet on the team? I can't see it. Wait, Pete, turn to the side here. I gotta pick my favorite mullet here. Oh man, I don't know.
We got some in the window right here.
You got some in the window? Okay. All right. Who's this gentleman right here?
That's Greg Marinelli.
Okay, so Greg. And right here again, shout it out to everybody.
Right Garrett
here.
Sutton.
So Garrett and Greg, I think those are my top 2 mullets on the team. I think it's Garrett and Greg. Who would you pick, Trey? Who would you pick? It's just from what I can see right now. I can't see everybody. Don't get mad.
Probably Greg.
Probably Greg? All right, what about you, Jay?
I think Garrett's is pretty good.
Okay. All right. All right, so fair enough. Now, is this something that the team decided to do for a championship run?
Yeah, it's like a tradition. Every year they get mullets for sectionals, so we kept it on this year.
All right, fair enough. You guys got something going on here. A little bit different. Everybody's got their own style.
Yeah.
All right, so Trey, I'm going to jump right into this. We do this on the show all the time, but I want you to tell me something nice about Jake.
He's a good guy, you know. He gets all the gritty ground balls during the game.
Okay, all right.
There's something nice about him.
He's a good guy, and he gets all the gritty ground balls. Okay, Jake, something about Trey?
He puts the ball in the back of the net.
Puts the ball in the back of the net. Okay, all right, fair enough. Now, you guys are coming off of a Section 3 Class A championship. Trey, I want you to bring me into the game and help us to relive the moment.
You know, we came out a little slow, as everyone saw. Got everyone's heart pumping a little bit in the first half, but you know, we rallied in the second half. All the boys started clicking. We started putting it in the back of the net, and we beat them.
It was a substantial victory, but why do you think it took so long to get the ball into the back of the net?
We still aren't really sure, but we came out a little slow. We were kind of going one-on-one a little bit when our strength is, you know, moving out the ball, finding open guys on the crease, and once we figured that out, it clicked.
First thought, once there were zeros on the clock, first thing that went through your mind?
Let's go. Sprinted on the field. It's a great feeling.
Who's the first person you hugged on the team?
I don't remember. I might have been Jake.
I love how Jake's like, there's a picture of us. Totally forgot. So, Jake, bring me into the moment. Let's relive it here since Trey's already forgotten that he hugged you.
Like the end of the game?
Just the game in general, what you take away from it?
I think we were all a little rattled at first. We were all nervous, but, I mean, we all kept our composure. And once we hit zeros on the clock, I feel like it was kind of surreal. We felt like we knew it should have happened, but when we came back and fought adversity and then we won, I think it made it that much sweeter. So I think just having everyone there and then all rushing the field, throwing your equipment, best feeling you could have.
Trey said that he doesn't really know what to put on as far as that slow start. Is there something you can put your finger on for that?
I think it's just not hitting the cage, hitting the goalie in the stick, whatever it may be. It's just like not falling our way.
How do you, when you have those nerves, how do you shake them off? How do you get them to go away?
I think we all just kind of stick to our game. I think once we start playing like we usually play, then we don't really have that many problems. I think we all think way too highly before the game of what we need to do instead of like as ourselves instead of as a team. So we try to play like hero ball, as our coach calls it. So I think it's just a little bit of that and a little bit of the nerves.
Trey, you're nodding to that. Do you think you guys do that? Everybody's trying to be the hero, so to speak, and then you got to calm down and play your game?
I think that was probably the first time this season we did that. But I also think just to get the nerves out, everyone just you got to focus on one play at a time, like right there in the present. You know, go get a ground ball or something, and just loosen up a bit. How
do you shake it off? Is there something that you can kind of bring yourself through each game? Is there something you say to yourself? Is there something that can? One of the guys is saying that you hit yourself in the face.
I did that like twice when I was mad.
They're saying do you at least have something on to protect yourself? When
the helmet.
You're hitting yourself in the helmet. Okay. You're not just punching yourself in the face during. Okay, all right. But you kind of just. You kind of just knock your helmet a little bit.
When I'm frustrated with myself, yeah. But in the beginning of the game, you know, I just try not to overthink anything.
Okay.
Just stick to the basics of what we've been doing all year.
All right. I can. Does it work when you do that?
When I hit myself?
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna say I can't imagine that works. So I want to know who you both individually here. Trey, if you're having a bad day, bad practice, bad moment, tough moment, any type of adversity, who do you look to on the team? Is there somebody that can like make you laugh or get you out of a funk? Is there someone you can kind of just turn to and say, hey, like I'm having one of those days, and they can bring you out of it?
Yeah, I'd say Leo Johnson. He gets.
Where's Leo at? Where's Leo at? Right here. Leo's right in front of us here.
He gets the whole team laughing.
Okay.
He's a goofball.
He gets the whole team laughing? Is that fair, guys? Is he the comic relief? Some guys say yes, some guys say not much. Okay. How about this? By a round of applause, do you think Leo is the comic relief? All right. Well, that's fair enough. So, Jake, do you have somebody you could turn to, or is it Leo?
It's Leo.
It's Leo? Okay. What is it about him? Is he always positive? Is that just kind of his way?
He's just always goofing around. Even when like we're not supposed to be, he's always being funny. It's just like the way he does things.
Okay.
It's just funny.
So, this team, when you look at the record, it's hard to see much adversity by win-loss record. But is there a moment during the season that you felt like kind of caught you and helped you guys to focus better?
I think the loss against Victor definitely it opened our eyes a little bit. Okay. And it was a back-to-back game, but no excuses, you know. But it made us not want to lose ever again.
Yeah, I think that's touching it.
That's the one?
Yeah. We were all kind of pissed off that we lost that game because we knew we could have won, but we didn't. So going into every other game, we had the mentality of, all right, we're not going through that feeling again. So,
what was it about that game that you felt like it just didn't click?
Well, what Trey said, we played back-to-back. We had a 7 p.m. game the night before at CNS, and we had an early morning game. Little things where we were nervous again at the beginning of the game, where we just kind of like couldn't climb back up after we made those like two.
Does a loss in a season like this, where you are looking back on it, hindsight 2020, and you won a sectional championship and trying to win a state championship, does that loss, as much as it stung, do you feel like the
loss? But I think it's good for us to kind of, at the time we were like 8-0, 9-0, when we got that loss out of the way, we didn't have to think about, oh, well, what if this is the game and we lose? Instead it was more of, we already got it over with, we know what we did wrong, we know what we can do better, we know how to improve.
What would you say, Trey? I mean, you don't want to have a loss, but when you had it, what did it do for the team?
I mean, Jake hit on a lot of it, but I think it humbled us a little bit too. You know, so we don't come out to these games slow again, you know, it showed us that we are beatable if we don't play our game, and yeah.
Fair enough. We are here with the Baldwinsville Bees boys lacrosse team. They just won a sectional championship, a three-peat here for Class A Section 3. This is Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on-site on location at Pizza Man Pub, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville. We spoke about your team a little bit here as far as the mullets and who makes you laugh. Trey, if you had to spend one day locked in a room, no television, no music, no nothing, you are locked in a room with one of your guys, who do you pick?
We go Ryan Hollenbach.
All right. Why Ryan?
I feel like we could have some nice deep conversations.
Okay.
About what? I don't know, but
okay.
We'll figure it out.
Why do you think Ryan's going to give you the deep conversation?
He's a down-to-earth guy.
Okay. All right. So you'd pick him to be in a room with all day. All right, fair enough. Jake, who would you pick? Yeah.
I'd probably pick Leo. He'd make me laugh the whole day, and he'd always find something to do.
Okay. Leo's like winning every award. Is there something that you wouldn't vote for Leo for?
I'd have to be asked the question.
You have to be asked the question? Okay. Who do you think, since we're here, Jake, would you not want to be in an eating contest with because you know that you would lose?
Christian Petrogani.
Where's Christian at? There's Christian. All right, he's smiling, he's nodding. Why did you choose him? He obviously agrees with you.
He just likes to eat a lot of food.
He likes to...
We could put down some pizzas.
All right. Both of the guys nodded, so maybe we need to see that face-off. A little bit of that.
Oh, no.
Now, you talk about it's tradition to come here after sectionals, right, to come to Pizza Man and enjoy some time here. Talk about pizza and wings are the go-to. Do you have a favorite pizza topping and a favorite wing?
I just go cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
And just the medium wings or honey barbecue.
Okay. Honey barbecue, that's the right answer. Jake, what about you?
Probably barbecue wings.
Okay.
And
2 votes for a barbecue something, I like that.
And then probably a pepperoni pizza.
Probably a pepperoni pizza. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to get into rapid fire in just a few minutes. We got some teammates coming up here as well. But before we get into rapid fire, I want to talk about the fact that now we move on to states. So Trey, we have a game coming up this Saturday, June 4th. And when we look at this beautiful schedule of yours, it's right in front of us. Corning Painted Post at 12:30 p.m. Right now, with a couple days in preparation, what's going through the mind?
We're not really doing anything different than, you know, a regular season series.
Okay.
And
what would you say, Jake? Knowing Corning is the next one up here, what are your thoughts on the upcoming game?
I think we all know what we have to do. I think we know we have to do that one. We heard the noise about them. We knew they were a good team. And we kind of came out and gave it to them, and that's what we wanted to do.
Trey, when you look back at that 7-game winning streak, is there one that was a special? You heard Jake talk about CBA. Was there one that you maybe go back and circle that was maybe more meaningful to you personally?
I think beating FM the second time after losing to them last year 3 times felt pretty good, especially on senior night too.
Okay.
That was probably my favorite one.
All right, fair enough. So with that being said, we're going to play rapid fire now. So the gentlemen like rapid fire here. So we're going to play rapid fire. We have the opportunity to go a couple questions apiece. So Trey, you can ask me 2. I'll ask you 2. Jake, the same. Trey, you can ask me the first question.
What's your dream car?
Dream car. That's a good question. It used to be a Jaguar, but I think now I want a Tesla that has the doors open that kind of look like a spaceship. That's what I want now. I want a Tesla with spaceship doors. That's what I want. All right, Trey. What is one? Okay, you're gonna have to do one of these dares, right? Not really, but I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna have to do one of these things, okay? So, if you were put in a situation where you had to pick one of these three things, you have to say yes to one of them. Here we go. You have to, and I'm Hispanic and Italian, so I love both of my cultures very, very much. I would have to, so it makes, I could probably eat nachos most of my life. So, you know what, because I can put different stuff, well, I'm on this one. One thing about the world that you would change right now, if you had all the power to change it. What would you?
A cure for diabetes.
Cure for diabetes? Okay, why diabetes?
Because I'm a type 1 diabetic.
You are type 1, okay. So,
What about cancer?
I love how the man wants to cure a disease and they're like, not a good enough disease. Pick a better one. So, all the diabetics out there are like, yeah, Jake, and then there's booze in the crowd. So, okay. All right. Well, my godson is a type 1 diabetic, so I appreciate the answer. Yeah. Shout out to Noah. So, with that being said, we'll jump to our second one. Trey, what do you got for me?
Let's see. All right. If you're stuck on a desert island, what 3 movies are you bringing?
If I'm stuck on a deserted island, what 3 movies am I bringing? I was thinking that too. So there obviously is. So I'm on a deserted island with Wi-Fi and cable.
Yeah.
Or well, a hookup. So okay. All right. So I'm on a deserted island. I got 3 movies. What am I bringing with me? Good question. Good question. Good question. I'm gonna bring the original Spider-Man because I'm a Spider-Man fan.
Okay.
So Spider-Man, Green Goblin. I'm gonna bring. Did you say Dodgeball? I just watched that movie. So. What'd you say? You really can't get it. It is a good movie. So I'm gonna bring Spider-Man. I gotta bring a Robin Williams movie because I'm a big fan of Robin Williams. So I'm gonna bring Mrs. Doubtfire. One of the first movies because I would say. And my third movie that I would bring. So I got Spider-Man. I got Mrs. Doubtfire. I'd probably bring Wedding Crashers. I really like Wedding Crashers, so I'm going to say Wedding Crashers.
Phenomenal movie.
All right, so, and I do want to crash a wedding. It's on my bucket list, and I will do it. So, and I'll deny it when this video is found by somebody. So, my second question for you, Trey, let's stay with movies. Okay? There's one movie that you have to watch for the rest of your life. What is it? And then part 2 of this, what's one movie you've seen that you wish was never made?
All right, the one watch rest.
3 people in the world. I would say not Kanye. So, definitely not Kanye. Anybody that's married a Kardashian's made a lot of bad decisions in their lives. So I would say 3 people. Wow, that's a good question. I got to think about this. I really got to think about this. So I would say one of them is Dave Chappelle. I want to meet Dave Chappelle. Just listen to Dave on the way here, so I want to meet Dave Chappelle. Kevin Hart. So Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and I would have said Robin Williams if he was alive. So Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. Third person I'd want to meet. I'd probably say
Jordan Belfort.
not Tom Brady, So I probably have to say this is really difficult. Jake, this is a good one. So there's so many answers coming to me right now. I would have to say I'm trying to pick somebody in the sports world that I want. Maybe I'd sit down with Derek Jeter. Maybe I'd sit with Jeter. So I would say that. Yeah. All right, Jake. My last one for you. I'm going to make it a 3-parter as well. I'm gonna change it up a little bit though. So you got to have dinner with 3 people. You got to pick one person in the music industry. You have to pick one sports figure and one actor or actress. Who do you have dinner with?
So for actor,
I heard Lamar Jackson. I really like that. I met Lamar, so I talked to Lamar.
So yeah, athlete is Lamar.
Okay, I like that. I respect that answer. Good answer.
For what was the other one? Actor.
So you got to pick an actor and somebody in music.
For actor, I would probably.
Appreciate it very much. So it is now time. We're going to continue it here. Now I know one of your guys is going by himself, so I need Colin Doyle and I need Austin McClintic right now. Thanks, guys. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bring it up. How are you? You got it audio on there? All right, bring it up. How are you? Nice to meet you too. All right, so we're going to keep the live feed going here. We're going to keep rocking and rolling with it. So, Colin, I'm going to start with you. Colin, tell me, of the 2 gentlemen that were up here, and be honest, who do you think is the best at doing interviews? The 2 of them that were just up here. Who's the best? And I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. So Jake and Trey, who do you think who did the best?
I think Jake's a pretty well-spoken man, so I'd have to go with Jake Czyz, but he did his thing as well. So
okay, all right, fair enough. So I asked the guys who makes them laugh the most, right? And they both picked the same teammate. They picked Leo. I want you to tell me, besides Leo, who's got some good humor on this team? What did you say?
is that a B question?
Yeah, that's a you question.
I have to go with Louis Schmitz on this one. He's a funny guy.
Okay, all right.
Shout out my guy right there.
The mullet that's growing, but the shaved on the side.
Oh yeah, I mean,
What do you say? Your brother did it. Okay. So he's got the shaved. I like that. I asked them who has the best mullet. I gotta know. In your opinion.
in my opinion, I think a lot of us have.
I'm sorry. Just make it right. All right, go ahead. A lot of us, so go ahead.
A lot of us have good mullets, but I think the thing that one person definitely got is the stash from Braden Penn and Brother Stevenson. Really cool.
All right.
The stash.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So, with that being said, Austin, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Austin, I want you to tell me, we talked about the funniest, right? So, I want you to tell me the most serious person on the team.
Most serious person. I would say
The one who has like the best poker face.
the best poker face.
You can't tell what's going on. They're just right there in front of you, not giving anything up. Who is it?
I would say Anthony Manichelli.
The funny thing is, when you said it and he nodded, he had no expression on his face at all. I mean, that's the best poker face that I've seen. I like it. I mean, I wouldn't know if he had a pair of 2s or a full house or what he had going on. I mean, he's got it. So, most serious goes there. Who do you think is the person, Austin, that who would you go on a car ride with across country for a week?
For a week straight.
A week straight. And the radio is broken.
The radio is broken.
Radio is broken.
I might take Garrett up on his offer. I would take Garrett on the road trip with me.
All right. You take Garrett? Why are there boos? Is there a better singer?
No one likes Garrett.
All right. I like you, Garrett. I like you. You got some support. Make him drive the whole time? Make Garrett drive the whole time. Is Garrett a good driver?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Who's the best driver?
Best driver?
Yeah. Who do you feel safest with in the car? If you were going across country?
Probably Thomas Nocheski.
Where's Thomas? Where's Thomas at? All right, no time. All right. So you would pick Thomas. Okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. Bring me into the sectional championship. You heard the guys talk about it here. What do you remember the most?
Probably first stepping on that field, getting out there, you could just really feel the energy. There's just a difference.
You said championship.
I just remember the end, just how happy it was. Like, we've all been working so hard. I'm so proud of this team. Just the thrill of winning a section chip back to back.
Back to back to back.
Back to back.
So bring me to that, having a three-peat.
The leader, I'd probably go with my guy, Keegan Lynch. You know, he's a big talker. Gets all of us going before games and before practice and everything.
Okay.
And then someone who shows it with their play. I'll go with Austin. He sets the tone. He's a tone setter.
Okay.
He likes to talk. Get after it.
All right, Austin, your thoughts on that? Colin, give you some love there.
I mean, I think for setting tone, I think he means like being physical and maybe getting the occasional pounding, which I'm really good at doing. So by setting the tone, I think I'm really good at doing that.
Is there a good time to get a penalty? Like, do you think that sometimes it's needed to bring the energy, so to speak?
Physical game, you need to hit them early and often, just to let them know that, I mean, you're just there. I mean, we're a physical team, we're the better team most times, so sometimes you gotta do it.
All right, fair enough. So you think there's a time to do that?
I do.
You know, the Draymond Green effect, the Dennis Rodman get in their head, so to speak. Have you always been the physical one? Do you like that? You like contact?
Yes, I do.
I love that. As soon as he said, everybody's in agreement with you. Is there anybody on the team that you think is as physical as you are?
I would say Braden Penfield Stevenson is the closest, not an equal, but the closest.
Okay. All right. The closest, but not equal.
Not an equal.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I want you guys, so you heard Jake and Trey do this, say something nice about each other. So Austin, Colin, you kind of did, but I'm going to ask you to do one more. Austin, tell me something good about Colin Doyle here.
I mean, I think when he joined the team again after being out for so long, I think he made a noticeable effect. Our team got so much better when he was on our team. Just like his quickness, his speed, his cross IQ just made us a much better team.
So your improvement in what you've been able to do. Okay, tell me something good about Austin.
Like I said, with the whole like setting the tone.
Yeah. Okay.
I like pushing Austin in practice. He pushes me. You know, obviously teammates, friends, but going against each other in practice, having a little bit of a competitive edge to each other. I think we both push each other to be better. Okay,
fair enough. So you think that the competition, that competitive edge, you like that? I mean, who do you like going up against? Is it Austin? I mean, does he challenge you the most? Does he bring it out of you? Is there somebody else that really amps you up in practice?
Well, there's a bunch of guys who definitely do. Whole defense likes to talk, but don't really back it up that much. You know, yeah, Braden Penfield is taking this kid over here. I cook him in practice every day. But yeah, there's a bunch of guys who all push me, but it's a whole like defense versus offense thing. So
okay, all right, fair enough. So I want to hear who's louder. You guys can get involved too. I want to hear who's louder. I want to hear it from the Beeville boys lacrosse defense first. Defenders get loud. Okay. Offense, let me hear you. So the offense was louder. It was, yeah. The offense was louder on that one. So all right. So how heated does practice get?
more than others, but there's definitely usually some clashing going on between a couple players or just in general. But at the end of the day, it's all just. As soon as practice ends, it's we're teammates again. But when we're on the practice field going against each other, it's a little bit of clashing.
Now, Colin, do you remember the first person that you hugged? You remember the first person that you went up to in the championship? Since Trey did not remember. But the first person was Jake, right? Jake remembered. Okay, so what'd you say? A lot of people hugged you?
I
Okay.
was also going to say Jake Czyz, but I feel like he couldn't be everybody's first. I hugged a lot of guys that day.
Austin, what about you? Did you have a special moment after the game? Was there a moment that stuck out to you after the game?
We always do a four-way chest bump after every win with defense.
Okay.
So it was me, Tucker Macknik, Patrick Otts, and Nicholas Curry.
Okay.
Four-way chest bump to celebrate the win. So I would say that is the best moment after the game.
All right, you got Corning Painted Post coming up here. An opportunity to go to win a state championship. That is your first team in your way.
That is.
Tell me about that game and what your thoughts are.
I think we know what we need to do. I think that if we just execute our game plan so far, I think we can take care of business pretty easily and just keep on working towards our goal of winning a state championship.
Okay. What about you, Colin? What are your thoughts when you think about that game?
I mean, obviously, the competition's only getting better from here on out, but we're just going to treat it how like we have all year with every team that we played, and that's just to go out and win every game that we play. Work hard in practice and prove it out on the field.
Is it hard to stay focused after winning a sectional championship?
I would say yes, but not to brag, but this group's kind of used to it. We've always had goals and aspirations of going farther than just sectional chip. And finally getting a chance to do it this year, I think we're all definitely excited for it.
All right, fair enough. Leo took a picture of you and already has a candid shot.
That's not me, she posted that.
What'd you say?
I'm a man.
Oh, it's posted. Okay, all right. So Austin, I want to ask you about what I just talked to Colin about in a second, but if anybody, just because Leo just showed me that, if you could have any one of your teammates, if you were their phone screensaver, what teammate would you want to be the screensaver of?
I want to be the screensaver of Ryan Hollenbeck.
Okay. Why Ryan?
I mean, Ryan's like one of my idols, so just to have my face on his lock screen. I mean, this man had 14 goals in 2 playoff games.
Yeah, 14 goals in 2 games. Can we give it up to Ryan? Some people don't have 14 a career. 14 in 2 games. So, awesome. Bring me into Austin here. For you, if you think it's hard to stay focused right now.
I mean, I think it is. I mean, we have been here before, so I think that we just make the right choices, make our decisions. We can stay focused and achieve our goal.
With that being said, we're going to jump into rapid fire. You guys know how to play. So, we have Colin and Austin here, and we're live on location, Pizza Man Pub, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, right by the school here, supporting your Baldwinsville Bees every single month. Baldwinsville Bees boys lacrosse right now, Section 3, three-peat for Class A champions, and moving on with the opportunity for a state championship. With that being said, Colin, you have the first question. Go ahead. You can ask me whatever you want.
I gotta ask you a question.
Yep.
If you could travel one place in the world, where would you go?
I'm going to pick a place I've never been, and I'm going to say, I talked about being Italian and Hispanic. I want to go to Italy and Spain.
Good choice.
That would be a trip, a half and half trip, like 1 week in Italy, 1 week in Spain. My first one for you, Colin. Who do you consider to be, like if you could meet anybody and be starstruck, who would you want to meet that you think is like somebody in movies, music, TV, whatever, like sports, somebody that you've looked up to that you thought if I met them, I'd probably struggle for words?
Aaron Rodgers, for sure.
Aaron Rodgers.
Huge Green Bay Packers fan. You know, he's the best quarterback of all time.
Wait a minute. Let's be fair. Greatest quarterback of all time, I'm going to give you 2 choices. Wait a second. I'm going to give you 2 choices. What? So I'm going to give you 2 choices. Tom Brady, yell if it's Tom Brady. Greatest of all time. Aaron Rodgers.
Josh Allen. Yeah! Chase McSorley. Yeah! Kaden Clark.
That's our high school quarterback.
I don't think that went the way that I wanted it to go.
No, they just don't like Aaron Rodgers. He's too
They
good.
don't like Aaron Rodgers. So. I will tell you this. I never had an issue with Aaron Rodgers until right now. You get, basically, you handcuff Green Bay. You got $50 million. You don't show up to voluntary OTAs. And Devontae Adams is gone now. So, Austin, if you could live in any other state besides New York, where would you live right now and why?
I'll pick California. I mean, I think it's a massive state. There's so many choices. By the coast, I mean, you can go surfing. Beautiful beaches there. Some great mountains. So I'll pick California.
California, a lot of good stuff. Gas is $24 a gallon.
That is true.
But besides that, you know, they always have high gas. Their gas was $5 when ours was $2.50, I think. So it is expensive out there. All right, Colin, your final question for me is what? What do you have for me?
Are you a dog or cat guy?
I like how the way that I heard it, I don't know if they heard it, but I heard a little bit like of a country accent when you did that. Are you a dog or cat guy? Yeah, a little bit like that. I'm a dog guy all the way. Okay, I know this is going to bother some people, but cats hate people. They hate people. So if you have a cat, you probably also hate people. Is how I feel. But if you have a dog, you're probably a more nurturing, loving person. Maybe I would say that. I know there's cat people. I know y'all going to get mad at me, whatever. But dogs are kind and they like. Think about it. A cat can leave your house for a week and not care and come back when it feels like it. A dog would be lost without you.
I agree.
So I'm picking dogs. What'd you say? 4 cats, and now I feel like I owe an apology. So, but yes, I am a dog person. I have a dog. Her name is Lily. What's up to Lily? But yeah, I've had dogs all my life. So let's stay with animals, Colin. You're going to turn into an animal right now. What animal would you want to be and why?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a lion. King of the jungle. Pretty unstoppable. Just great creatures. Not many cons to it.
Yeah.
Lots of pros. Lots of pros.
Okay, I like it. You'd be a lion. Appreciate it. Austin, what's your last question for me?
Let's see. Besides myself, who do you think the greatest athlete is of all time?
I like that question. I really do like that. Besides you, who's the greatest athlete of all sports?
Besides me, yes.
Of all sports. All sports together?
Yes.
Oh, boy. That's so difficult. You know, I heard of Michael Jordan. I heard of Bo Jackson. Those are all on my brain with this question right now, so good thoughts. I can't choose Tiger because of his off the field, his off the golf. So I would say the greatest athlete of all time. Well, I like that too. I'm not gonna pick Babe Ruth because he hit a lot of home runs, but he was the opposite of like an athlete, right? He drank, he ate a lot of bad food, he smoked a lot. So, I mean, Hank Aaron's up there, Michael Jordan's up there. Man, I guess I'm gonna have to say Michael Jordan because he could fly. So I'm gonna say Michael Jordan. All right, I'll do that. All right, Austin, my last one for you is a song on stage for the rest of your life. What song would you sing and why?
Can you sing it for us now?
I would probably have to pick Fireflies.
Fireflies? Why Fireflies?
I think it's a really good song. I mean, I know most of the words to it, so I think I can do it, and
right.
I just love the song.
You love the song, all right? Fair enough. Austin McClintic, as well as Colin Doyle here of the Baldwinsville Bees Boys Lacrosse Championship Team. All right. So with that being said, as they head on to states, I have one more guest, and he's doing it all by himself. Give me Tuck. Where's Tucker Mack? Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Bring me Tuck. Bring me. All right, so come on.
You can do it, Flash! You got
I'll put you right here. How are you? Good. All right, Chuck. So I was told you can do this on your own. Do you feel like you can?
Yeah, potentially I can do this on my own.
Potentially you can.
We'll see.
All right. I was told by Heather that this is something you might want to do in your future.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Going in minoring in communications in college.
Okay. All right.
Potentially in the future, yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So bring me into and how you would describe these guys. We heard from them all night long. What are 3 words? 3 to describe your team.
First I would go a bunch of waltzers. Waltzers definitely the first word.
Waltzers, okay.
Some goons.
Okay.
And players. Bunch of hard players. Tough players.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Who do you think has the biggest temper on the team?
That's a good question. I think the common answer was Trey.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna also have to go with Trey.
I like the fact that when I asked you, some guys were pointing to you, Trey.
No, yeah.
And Trey was looking down like, I know it's me. And then you said my first answer is Trey and my second answer is Trey.
Yeah, no, he's had his fair share of freakouts, but he's not a hothead, but he's had his moments.
Okay, all right. So you think Trey has that, right? Can he also get you amped up though? Can he get you fiery?
Definitely. He knows how to use it. Sometimes he can get a little crazy, but he definitely knows how to use it for good.
All right, so he knows how to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we've talked about comedy, we've talked about seriousness. If somebody on this team every night, this is going to be a question I've never asked in 18 plus years. Okay? So, and I expect the guys to think this is interesting, but I'm going to ask you this. If you needed somebody to calm you down, what teammate would you pick to read you a bedtime story every night?
A bedtime story. This is a great question. I think I got to go with Guy. Definitely read me a couple good bedtime stories.
All right. Why are you?
We can make something up.
Okay. He has been asking for a vote all night, and you just made his night.
I gave him the vote. I was like, I'm free. I gave it to him.
Okay. Okay. So that's the bedtime story.
Definitely.
If you were sitting around a campfire, who would tell the scariest story?
Ooh, scariest story. I gotta believe Vinny. That seems like a wild answer, but
Okay.
he's had his fair share in the woods, so he's definitely seen some things. He's been around some campfires.
Okay.
So I know he's got some good stories, and he's a great storyteller.
All right, so you pick Vinny.
So I pick Vinny, yeah.
Because you think he has some good stories. Vinny, do you have some scary stories? No?
He's seen some things. His scary story would be real. That's what makes it scary.
Okay.
It wouldn't be made up.
Because he's been in the woods.
He's seen a couple things. His last name is literally Samurai.
Okay.
So.
Well, then I'd like to hear a story from him then. He should tell us a story. So Chuck, this year has been incredible already. How do you stay focused?
I think just falling back on what we know best and continuing our training. Of course, staying on focus, the best way to do that would just be keeping up what we've been doing and not losing track of. We have a good balance of fun, but also know when to get serious. And I think we do a good job of maintaining that, and that's what keeps us on track.
So you know how to be serious and have fun. How do you balance the two?
I mean, there's obviously times for that fun aspect. Sometimes in a drill, or coach will say something funny, but I mean, we all know how to turn it on, and I think that's majority of the time we are turned on in practice, and it's competing. But there are some of those comedic relief times where everyone can use a good laugh, but we have those for sure.
Coach has sat up here with me before. Give me 3 words to describe Coach.
That's a good question.
What'd you say? Eats grass. Okay.
I'll go along with Trey, so he's not the only one. He has a temper to him a little bit.
Okay, all right.
He can get a little crazy.
So temper.
But that's not his main. I would go smart.
Okay.
And Passionate. That's a good one. Thank you.
Okay.
So passionate, smart, and then at the end, the third one, temper.
Temper, okay. Has there ever been a moment in practice where that temper's come out, where he really needed to rile you guys up this season that you could point to?
Yeah, there's there's been some times he's been called bro once, and he really didn't like that.
I want to go back to the Victor game. You heard some of the guys talk about it. What did you learn from the Victor game?
I mean, it was a tough game, obviously. Don't love to lose. We got put in a tough scenario, so I think if we got it back, we maybe the outcome would be different. But something we learned from that was to actually be down and lose. I know that's a tough thing to go off of, and 15-1 in a regular season, obviously 16-0 sounds great, but when you carry that pressure of undefeated and you haven't had that experience losing, I think that showed in the sectional championship down 4-1. We knew we've been down in games before, we came back in games before, so I think that showed and allowed us to know how to go down in games and still continue to play games.
So do you think I know nobody wants to lose, but is it almost good to get that somewhere in the regular season?
Yeah, I would say so, and it kind of takes the pressure off your back a little bit, kind of lifts the weight off your chest. Obviously you don't love to lose, but if we were going to lose, that would have been a solid game to lose, just because we had that time, we had that regular season where a couple extra games where we could win those games and go into the playoffs.
All right, fair enough. Before we get into rapid fire, you have that game against Corning Painted Post. I asked, we talked with Jake about it, Trey about it, also Colin and Austin. What do you have to say about the upcoming game?
I think if we play our game, and we'll definitely come out with a win. I don't want to sound too cocky, but I feel like we can definitely come out with a win.
What is it about this year's team that gets you so excited and makes you so confident?
I think it's just the level that everybody plays at, and I know we all push each other, definitely in practice. There's been some heated moments, myself included, but it's we all continue to push each other, whether it's one of us making a great play or one of us calling out the other one or something like that. That definitely gets everyone involved and excited to go out and win, not only for yourself, but for the rest of your teammates.
Fair enough. So it's time to get into rapid fire with Tucker Macknik here and myself, Dan Tortora. We're on site, on location at Pizza Man, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville. Every single month we're here with Baldwinsville supporting the Bees, and we have the boys lacrosse team here as we celebrate a sectional championship three-peat and we get ready for states. Chuck, you got the first question. Go ahead.
Ask you the first question? All right. See, I've thought about this one a lot. If you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
I did that one! Pay attention, Skippy.
All right, that's my bad. I was eating my pizza. That threw me off. Now I gotta think of a new one. Not too sure.
Jake, after this, because of that, you need a hug, and I hope that Trey will give you one. I really do. Give him a hug. Give him a hug, Trey. All right.
Okay, who would you say, of all people, was your role model in any point of your life?
My role model in my life? Easy answer. My grandma on my mom's side, my grandma Cavino, I called her G-Mama for short. She lived to be almost 101, and she, by far, every day, even though she's passed, every single day of my life, I go back to her. I go back to her teachings. I think about her. I think about what she would say to me. She is the one person that could change my life every day for the better. So I'd say G-Mama. So I'm going to ask you all to do this. I know you didn't meet her, but can you give me a round of applause for G-Mama? I want her to hear it. So we're going to go off of role models here. If you could be a role model to anybody in your current life, who would you want to set a good example for in your life right now?
Yeah, I'd have to go with my two younger sisters. I feel as though they do look up to me. maybe not every day, but I didn't know the impact that I had on them until a certain point in my life where I could step back and recognize really the impact that I do have. And now that I do, definitely I want to be a role model to them.
Can we shout them out? Say their names.
Regan and Lane Macknik, my two little sisters.
Yeah. All right. What's your final one? Final question for me.
Final question for you.
Jesus, go would you rather?
All right, yeah. Okay. This one's a little crazy. I've asked this one a few times. It's a tough would you rather.
Do you know this one?
It's a little. It's a painful would you rather.
It's a painful would
You
you
really
rather?
got to think about this one.
All right.
Okay. Would you rather take a hangnail all the way up, like all the way up past your elbow, like long, or have a toothpick underneath your big toe and kick a door? It's tough. It's a tough question.
That is a tough question.
It sets you off.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that.
I guess I would take the hangnail. I would take the hangnail.
The hangnail's tough, though.
Yeah.
All the way up.
I almost picked the toe.
Yeah.
I would kick a door.
Yeah, you gotta kick that door.
Yeah, no, I would take that. I would take the hangnail. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like either one of them, but
Yeah, I think I do the same, honestly.
all right. My last question for you is, we're gonna go with movies. Okay.
All right. Not a huge movie guy.
All right. Well, let's go with this. Do you watch like Netflix and Disney Plus and all that? Do you watch those?
We go movies. We go movies.
You want to go movies? Okay, we'll go movies. All right. We'll go movies. I want you to tell me if you're on a trip on a bus and you can watch 5 movies, what 5 do you pick for the bus ride?
I don't know. I think I gotta go. Honestly, just so they don't get old,
Yeah.
maybe I go Rocky 1 through 4 for my first film. Gives me a little storyline, and you can watch it over again a couple times.
Okay, so you like Rocky that much that you can go 1 through 4.
It's a solid movie. I grew up watching it with my dad. He showed me all the Rocky movies. Sit right there.
All right.
They're,
Now there's more than 4.
no, I wouldn't go. No, I know 5 and 6. 5 is not great. 6 is not worth the watch.
Okay.
So I go 1 through 4.
Okay.
And then for my 5th movie.
Okay, so with that being said, Tucker Macknik here with us, Dan Tortora. This has been a special from Pizza Man Pub, 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York, with the Baldwinsville Bees supporting them every single month. And we are here with boys lacrosse, Section 3 Class A 3-peat sectional champions, going on to try to be state champs. I want you to do something with me. No matter what, I need to make it fiery. So for the people here and for the people there, I need you to drop the mic with me right now. Ready?